Hello everyone, today we are going to listen about Mr. Simple on the train. Let's see what happened on the train. Chapter 5 Mr. Simple on the train. Once in a month, Mr. Simple went to see his old mother. He would catch the 10 o'clock train in the morning. He would spend the day with his mother and come back in the evening. He would come back by the 6 o'clock train. Often Mr. Simple looked very pale when he came back in the evening. He couldn't eat or drink anything. One day Mrs. Simple said, "Dear, you are no good on a train journey. It upsets you so much." "I know why it upsets me," said Mr. Simple sadly. "I always feel ill when I sit with my back to the engine. Last time I sat facing the engine and I was all right. Isn't that strange?" "But dear," said Mrs. Simple, "if that is the cause of your trouble, you can end it very easily." "How?" asked Mr. Simple in surprise. "When you find that you are sitting with your back to the engine, you can make a simple request to the person in the opposite seat. You can say to him, 'Will you please change place with me? I feel ill if I sit with my back to the engine,' and then you can change seats and be all right." "But I can't say all that to a stranger," said Mr. Simple. He was really a very shy person. "Why, you can say all that if you practice a little," said Mrs. Simple. "Now, suppose I am the person in the opposite seat. Just try and say that speech to me." Mr. Simple practiced the speech for full 1 month. He knew every word of it by heart. "Now I can change places with anyone," said Mr. Simple proudly to his wife. The day came when Mr. Simple was to go to see his old mother. He set off happily in the morning, but when he came back in the evening, he looked as well as ever. "Mr. Simple," said his wife, "didn't you say that speech on the train?" "Dear," said Mr. Simple, "I was quite all right when I caught the morning train. I got into the coach and sat down. I began to feel ill because I was sitting with my back to the engine. A little boy was sitting in the opposite seat. I said to him, 'Will you please change place with me? I feel ill if I sit with my back to the engine.' The boy at once changed places with me, and I was again quite well." "Then what happened in the evening train?" asked Mrs. Simple. "Did you sit with your back to the engine?" "Yes," said Mr. Simple. "How foolish!" cried Mrs. Simple. "Why didn't you change places with the person in the opposite seat?" "I would have done that," said Mr. Simple, "but there was no one in the opposite seat." On hearing this, Mrs. Simple began to laugh. "Oh dear," she said, "you are even more foolish than I thought." Mr. Simple couldn't understand why his wife was saying that.